Hello, and welcome to weeks 16 and 17 of my pregnancy. I feel like I don't have a ton of new stuff going on this week. I finally made it over my cold, which I'm very, very thankful for that to be over with. I am still using my humidifier and loving it to help hydrate that just dry winter air that's been going on. Um, as far as symptoms of the pregnancy, there's been a couple of new things that are a little surprising, I guess. For one, is my gums, and I never thought about it. Never really even made the connection, but sure enough, I was reading about it, and then it just started happening where I just have these sore, sensitive, even inflamed gums. So it's not constant. It kind of comes and goes in waves. So I've been using mouthwash and trying to floss a little bit more often, just taking some extra care of the mouth area in general to kind of soothe some of that soreness. But I guess it's just, one of those things that comes along with the changing hormones and the joys of pregnancy. So that was kind of weird. Another thing is the sensations in my uterus. I don't want to say that I can feel movement yet because I just don't know. It's not, like those unmistakable kicks or anything yet. From what I've read, it seems like from about week 16 to week 22 is any time in there that women can begin to feel baby's movements. And they also say that first pregnancies usually don't feel them until later because they often mistake those sensations for like gas bubbles or indigestion or just, something different going on in your body than actually the movements of baby. And that with subsequent pregnancies, you usually feel it earlier on just because you're familiar with what it feels like, and so you're able to recognize those sensations as movements. So I don't know if that's actually what I'm feeling or not, and it could just be like I want to feel it, so I just every little thing I'm like, is that a movement? Like I don't know. But I guess I would describe it as like these short little bursts of, I don't want to say pain because it's not really pain. It's not really like a crampy feeling. It's just like something happening. And it's for, it's a short amount of time. So it's not like those prolonged kind of aches and pains that come along with just like the uterus stretching, like the round ligament pain and stuff. It's different than that. So that's what makes me think that it's maybe baby moving. But I think I'll just have to wait a couple of weeks before I, can actually be sure if that's really what I'm feeling or not. Yeah, other than that, I am just kind of continuing on, same as usual. I've been continuing to take the probiotics that my midwife had recommended. I have not been good about taking them every day, so it's kind of just sporadic, which I did tell her, and she was like, well, it's better than not taking them at all, and it'll help with boosting immunity and stuff like that. So given the fact that I did have that cold, she said it's just, going to be a good idea to keep taking it to boost my immune system a little bit. And then, of course, prenatals, still taking those every day. Practicing my yoga. I really was slacking for a couple weeks, just getting over being sick and everything, and then falling out of habits and the holidays and just craziness happening. But I taught today, and it just felt so good to move my body and to stretch and lengthen and breathe and take that time for myself, because I just cannot stress enough how important it is. You know, we get so stiff when we just sit and don't move our bodies, and don't take that time to be just conscious of how our bodies feel and how each type of movement feels, and the way our posture is, and the stacking of the muscles and the bones. It's really important to stay aware of that. So trying to just keep that in mind. You know, as a yoga teacher, I'm as guilty as anybody else of falling in and out of habits, and you know, I get it, life gets in the way and it's hard to make time, but every time I do, I'm always thankful for it. So I think I've talked about it before, but my prenatal yoga teacher training is coming up in about a month. Yeah, it starts in about a month. And so I'm very, very excited to get some tips on how to really modify and, you know, work with my changing body. Because really, up until very recently, I've been able to do, you know, everything the same pretty much as what I would have done before. Of course, just, you know, open twists and things like that, and avoiding hot yoga. But otherwise, you know, I was really able to keep up with the same type of practice, and now there's a few more things I need to be more conscious of. Like, I can't really spend a lot of time on my back, so usually when I have my students in Shavasana, I will take a seated meditation myself instead. You know, there's just noticing some of those things that are not as easy as they once were, as, you know, the belly begins to grow and take up a little bit more space, and just kind of working with those changes. So yeah, that's all I have this time, and I will check in with you guys next week.